Hi there, welcome to the Solana session. Before getting into the details, if you're new to these sessions, these are the key areas I'll focus on, and they're based on two main concepts. Also, these are for research and education purpose only, and not financial advice. Obviously, discussions with this online community is very welcome. Let's begin. So Solana, after a second test, the price consecutively declined for 5 weeks, and now it re-enters the zone where the purple line has now become a resistant line. This purple line is defined by the automatic reaction after the buying climax. So last week I talked about if the price can stay above this purple line, this should be like a kind of solid support for short term, but unfortunately it didn't, and this week we fall back to the zone where the purple and yellow lines are. And the yellow line is defined by the sign of weakness over here. Obviously we've got an earlier sign of weakness, but it also tested this level, so that's why I draw this yellow line over here. So this is somewhere around 129, 130. You know, the price can go a little bit lower or stay a little bit higher. It doesn't always remains that exact. And the thing this week is like we had a lower volume last week, but then this week we come back to a higher volume. So longer yellow bar over red bar over here. So this is a worrying sign for whoever bought at the top, right? So in terms of Wyckoff, after our first, is there any positive news? Yes, there can be an upfirst after distribution, but I think in mid-January, roughly 5 weeks ago, the market or the players already tried, but it wasn't successful. That's why it closed below the upthrust. So I guess it's a little bit difficult for whoever trying to test to get to that level again. And the last 5 weeks of consecutive drop kind of support this view, I would say, and it's like a bearish sign to me. Obviously there can be like bounces like these that indicates last point of supply, so let's see whether it happens that way, right? So two key levels, 129 roughly to 130, and then the other level is 180 roughly. So that's $50 price difference, not 50, right? Yeah, it's 50. After a few sessions, I kind of I need to reboot my brain, right? So let's go to the daily level. So in terms of daily, again, last week I mentioned after bouncing between the two short-term playground zone, a relatively shorter one compared to the one that's been set since February last year, almost exactly 1 year now. It finally returns to this zone. So what we're seeing now is trying to stay flat and get a little bit of bounce probably. The level we're seeing, if I draw a line from where it is now and all the way to here, we can see it's a level pretty much defined solidly by these price actions. So it's, I'll say it's a key level if you want to look at this way. If it breaks, then it's going to test the lower half of the box all the way to like $123. So like I said in the weekly chart just now, it can be like from 130 roughly to 180 That's the range. But if we look at the daily, it can go deeper than that, like reaching above 120. So be careful what would happen in the next few days. And if I use the shorter term, much shorter term playground zone, obviously this is a downward playground zone, or you can say it's a downward flag, which in textbook theory for candlesticks it's a bullish sign, so it may break outside of this box sometime in future. Obviously we don't know how near or far future it is. So we see these bounces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then now to the upper boundary again. So it can bounce and come back to the 130s, mid 130, and then bounce again, and then testing this 120 level, the lower boundary of the pink box basically. So this is one way that it can happen. If it breaks out of the blue box earlier, then obviously what it's going to retest is this upper boundary of the pink box that's around $191, $192 before it retests some other price levels again, whether it will return to this narrow gap or whether it will bounce downwards towards the lower end of the pink box. We'll have to keep an eye and take a look, because the volume obviously is kind of declining somewhat. That's when we got the, so here we've got this level of volume, and then we had this horizontal price action, and now we are kind of returning to that level of volume again. So it may be sticking around this price level if nothing changed in particular. So let me keep this blue box. Next week when we come back, we'll be able to see whether the price has broken outside of this downward flag or ultra short-term playground zone. Thanks for joining.